Hello, hello. Welcome to our emotional healing live on Healing Tree. I hope you can all hear me and I hope you're doing well. Today's topic is You Are Enough, Reclaiming Your Worth with EFT. So worth, self-worth, and the feeling of valuing myself is very important. It's fundamental, right? So I want, when we are going through the emotional waves, ups and downs, and please feel free to say hello or let me know if you can't hear me. So when we're going through the emotional waves and ups and downs, when we go down, we have something to land on, which is our fundamental, basic, essential worth as a human being. I am talking about like unconditional worth. So I'm not talking about conditional worth, right? So like if you did something well, or hello, Carol, welcome. If you succeeded, if you achieved something, I'm not talking about that kind of worth. I'm just talking about essential worth, unconditional. Hi, Caitlin. Good morning, Patricia. So we have worth because we are living, breathing beings. We are life itself. Think about it. It's for me in my life. I struggled with this, not feeling a sense of worth, and I think it's an ongoing journey of knowing my, like bridging, knowing my worth and living it each moment. But there was a period of time where I needed to even like cross the starting line. I didn't feel it at all. Welcome, Amanda. So what helped me at that time was nature. So when I talk about worth, I'm talking about this essential worth like we feel in nature, right? So if you think about a tree or a flower or a river or even animals, right? And then we feel like, oh, it's so beautiful or lovely or sweet just because it's alive, right? So it doesn't have to be a special flower or a special tree. We can still look at it and appreciate. We can feel and see its value. Or like a baby, because we're sensing that purity, that same purity that we sense in nature, that pure, innocent life itself. And this is our fundamental worth and value. So I'm just here in today's live trying to invite you to keep remembering that and keep recognizing that. And the interesting thing is like this principle of life where if you see it in something else, like if you see the beauty in the trees, in the river, the ocean, the animals, the children, or a dear friend, a loved one, if you see the beauty, if you see the brightness, if it makes you want to smile, or you see the sky, I recognize that beauty because I have that beauty inside of me. I recognize that innocence and that purity because I have it inside of me. It's the only way. If I didn't have that as well, I will not recognize that. And I use nature because it's non-judgmental, right? With people, it gets a little messy. With people, we have all kinds of hurts and judgments, and we don't like what that person said or did. And we don't feel necessarily sometimes their value, or if we compare ourselves against others, we don't see our value. With people, it can get complicated. People are great mirrors for us. All the relationships of your life, whether they're very close and deep relationships or just, I don't know, the people you see at the store and everything in between, these are mirrors for us. They're opportunities. They reflect back. So if someone is behaving in a way that we don't like, that's going to reflect back maybe negative feelings in us. We're always sort of mirroring and bouncing off of each other. So, and because in human beings, you know, there's the ego, obviously. So their ego might activate our ego and vice versa. And so then now we're doing like ego to ego, and we can't necessarily recognize that pure, essential, fundamental, unconditional worth. That's why I like to talk about nature. When I talk about nature, I think you can understand more. When you look at the sky, the blue sky, the clouds, right? When you look at the forest, even a little plant, or many people have pets. They love their pets. And many people love just animals in general, all kinds of animals. We feel that non-judgmental worth because there's no ego there bumping up against. We don't like see the, I don't know, we don't see the animal like the cat or something and be like, oh, you're better than me. We don't do that. Our ego doesn't, there's no ego there to bump. We just see life itself manifesting through that creature or through that part of nature. Life is manifesting in many different ways, but it is life itself. So I'm just talking about life itself. The life force of all living things. Because of that, because we share that, right? So I remember there was a moment where I was even just thinking about like a blade of grass. And I was like, I mean, I'm not that much different than a blade of grass. It sounds like crazy when I say it now or ridiculous, but I really felt like it's alive. It's the same life that I am. It's alive, I'm alive. It's the same life. Does that have a special nature life and I have a human life? No. Even amongst humans, does any one of us have a special life? No, we come from the same life. It really doesn't matter. In the human world, there's so many differences between us. So many. I don't even want to list them because I don't want to use up the time. But still, we are all life. And this makes me have worth and value the same way I value a tree or a flower or a puppy or a baby or someone who I love very much. I said to a client once who was really strongly judging herself, you know, would you judge a tree like that? Oh, tree, you're so ugly. Your branch is all twisted. Your leaves are like dying. No, you wouldn't. Even if a tree, a flower, a plant has something, you know, maybe it has a deformity or maybe it has a disease, but we don't judge it. We say, oh, we have compassion, right? Oh, this one has a little something going on with it. But we don't do that to ourselves. We say, why are you like that? You shouldn't be like that. So that's a secondary point. We have this as fundamental worth and value, but we also have an ego, which has a strong, I mean, everyone's different. I feel like a lot of the people who are here with me or who enjoy my work, they resonate with having a strong internal judge and critic. because that has also been my journey. So I speak to that a lot. Because of that judge and critic, we are sort of weak in the self-love department. We need practice in the self-love department. But that judge and critic, that part, it's just a part of us. It's not my essence. It's not my true worth. It's just a part of me. It's actually a part of my egoic mind that keeps telling me something's wrong with you, something's wrong with you. Something's not okay. This is not enough. This is not good enough. That part also serves a purpose. When we go deeper into this work, we want to really, and I've talked about this in other lives, we want to turn towards that part and try to understand, what is it here to tell me? It serves a purpose, usually some form of self-protection, right? And it comes based on the lives we've lived, the experiences we've had. We develop, somebody's inner critic and judge could be stronger, louder than somebody else's. Maybe that person's ego, including myself, feels more unsafe, more prone to feeling unsafe. So the judger is looking for all the problems and all the wrong things constantly to protect me. It's doing its role. It's playing its part, but it's just a part of me. It is not the truth of me. It's a part, it's a belief, it's a program, it's a story. It's a story. I am not enough somehow, some way. That's a story I tell myself that my inner judge tells me. Why? I'm not the expert on why, but when I try to feel into that part of myself, somehow, somewhere, there's a self-protection happening. Like, oh, if I tell myself that, then I don't have to feel bad. Or I've noticed this in myself before, like when I go deep inside and try to listen to parts like this that are constantly talking, in a hurtful way. If I lean into it, there's some aspect that, like, perhaps in my childhood, there was a lot of, I experienced a lot of pain and scary things for me as a child. And so when I have a part that's like, I'm going to make you feel the worst feeling, I'm going to tell you the worst message, which is that you are not enough. And then nobody else can hurt you more than that. Crazy, right? But when I listen to my part, I get that kind of information. Oh, again, self-protection. If I hurt myself the most, if I tell myself I'm bad or wrong or not enough, then nobody can hurt me more than that. It's like a weird, kind of backwards safety mechanism. I sometimes have to remind myself to not speak to myself harshly with yes. But when we are speaking to ourselves harshly, we can just become aware. I have a part that's probably trying to protect me right now. Again, sort of leaning into these different parts and listening to them and talking to them and understanding them. That's work that I do. I like to do one-on-one or in my class because it's not easy. Because if you have a strong judge, you'll just, you'll get caught into a wrestling match. So you need someone there who can help you. If you feel like I got this, I have a very clear sense of myself, my center, my worth, my value. And from this place, I can chat with all my different parts and try to understand them then you can practice, no problem. But I feel like just saying that might create confusion for you. And I'm not trying to create confusion. My only point here is that you have fundamental worth and value. And you have a part that's telling you you don't. And that part developed over a long period of time, depending on the lives we've lived, the experiences we've had. That part could be really strong and loud for some of us and not so much for others. If you find it to be really loud, just keep remembering that's a part of me, but that's not my essence. And in some ways, the more we sort of have a connection to that purity, the more pure we are, and we feel that innocence. I mean, it may be really, really buried for many of you, but deep down there is that purity and that innocence. And in some ways, that makes things harder for us. Like if you imagine a floor that's like pure, pristine white floor. Let's imagine this analogy. And some like dirt falls on the floor of this like white, pristine. Then that little piece of dirt looks so ugly. It's so messy. It's so bad. It looks worse than if the whole floor was just like kind of dirty, or the floor itself was sort of gray. You wouldn't notice it as much. So when your heart is very pure, sometimes you notice the dirt. You might not realize it, but you notice the dirt. Even the dirt looks even more ugly to you. So the dirt here is this: you are not enough voice. It feels even louder to you. It feels even worse. Everything feels so bad. And when the floor is white, all the little dust, it looks so ugly. And that's just a sign that you are very pure-hearted. And again, go back to nature. That's where you meet your purity. When you're falling into that hole, when you're tumbling down, if you don't feel able to really separate and talk to that part and recognize it as a separate part that's sort of for self-protection, it's okay. It's a process and it takes lots of practice. But if you're falling, just look out the window, go outside, look at the sky, take yourself to nature, take yourself on a walk. And remember, as you breathe and gaze at the nature, I am nature too. This is the same life. We are alive. This is my worth and value. Let nature and all the beautiful things that you see be a reminder for you. I only can see beauty in somebody else or something else because I have it inside of me. Okay, let's see. I always tell myself the worst things, so if someone says it to me, I'm prepared. Right, Patricia, you see? It's like a strange act of self-protection. I completely understand. It's like when we were young, or at some point in our lives where we felt, oh, it's so bad, or it's so scary, or this person does this to me, or makes me feel like this, or life became too overwhelming. Somehow in our psyche, we decided, oh, if I hurt myself, then no one can hurt me. If I scare myself, then no one and nothing can scare me as much. I'm safe. So the ego is always doing something to be safe, ultimately, because the ego's function is to keep us alive, to survive. So somehow, somewhere, it's kind of always doing something to keep us safe. So if you can try to remember that, you might notice it as well, like Patricia is saying. Is this a not me, it's mine situation? Yes, Caitlin, you're right. Kind of everything sort of goes back to that. It's not me, it's mine. So who, in that sentence, who is me? It's this fundamental, pure essence. And I'm talking like you might have a religion where you connect with that essence, and that's great. That's a vehicle. But this is just just human life itself. It's like beyond any of the things that separate us. That's the me in that sentence. And then what's not me is the part, the ego part, the judging part, the criticizing part. You're not enough. You're not enough. You're not enough. Constantly, right? Like a whip. You're not enough. You're not enough. You have to be better. You have to be better. You have to be better. It's also trying to, from another perspective, keep us like growing and evolving as a human. But it's all overused and it just tortures us. But if we see it at its fundamental sort of role, then we realize it's not true. It's not so bad. It's just a part. It's just a voice. It's not who I am. What are our other parts? Ooh, we have so many parts. I don't think I could answer that. What I invite you to pay attention to your own parts. We all have all kinds of parts, right? So today I'm talking about inner judger or inner critic. And you might agree, yeah, I have that part. But anytime you get upset or you're struggling, anytime, if you kind of listen in, you'll recognize there's a part there that wants your attention and ultimately, fundamentally, wants to be loved, needs to be loved. So that work is too complicated for me to do in a live because I really need to see you and guide you through your parts. But I can do it in a private session or in my class. Amanda, my inner saboteur is strong. So yes, that is a part right there. That's a very strong part that wants to sabotage and wants to protect, as you know. A lot of times, when we talk to our parts, when we listen to them, they have some role they're playing for us. They're not just like ruining our lives. They're there to be loved because they're just a part of me and part of this journey for me. And the more I can embrace them with love, the more I can feel that true fundamental worth and value. And really, from another perspective, it's only from that place, that essential worth and value, that I can embrace them. I can meet them and love them and have compassion for them because I know my true worth. I haven't read the book about parts work, but I'm curious about it. Yes, please feel free to read about parts work. I love parts work. There's different ways that people deliver parts work. I have my own little unique way that I do it when I'm working with someone, but it's very powerful. So yes, if it resonates for you, I highly recommend exploring parts work because, I didn't mean for this live to be about parts work, but parts work becomes one of the kind of best, most powerful ways for us to love ourselves when we really just decide to turn towards that part with love and compassion instead of hating it because it feels like it's, because we feel like it's true. It's telling me I'm wrong. It's telling me I'm not enough. It's telling me I'm bad. It's telling me this and that is bad. It's telling me people don't love me. People don't like me. It's telling me, excuse me. It's telling me all these things. So it's hurting me. So usually we're like, go away, go away. And then we're doing inner fighting. And we're out of harmony with ourselves. Like imagine if you lived in a house and you're just fighting with all the people. It would just be miserable for you. But we're doing a lot of fighting with our parts. And so we're out of harmony. And this creates unhappiness. And this can create sometimes like our body gets sick. This can create unhealthy relationships. So it's actually really healing and powerful to embrace those parts with love because I know my worth. And that is the essential point of today. I am enough. Fundamentally, I am enough. I want you to keep remembering that and feel it in your bones. I really am enough. So as I said at the beginning, when you go through your emotional ups and downs, when you fall, you don't fall below that. You can land on the soft cushion of, but I know I'm enough. I know my worth and value. I'm not different than the sky, the trees, the blades of grass. Okay, let's try again. Let's get up and try again. We need that soft cushion, because if you don't believe that, then you can go down deep, especially when you do healing work. Just go down deep, deep, deep. So in order for you to not go into a dark place when you're doing inner healing, know your fundamental worth and value. Okay, Patricia. So Amanda, Patricia resonates with your inner saboteur. Yes, in class, Amanda's always in my classes, and we're doing a lot of work on her inner saboteur. Our inner saboteur, inner judger, inner critic, it can pull out a lot of tricks that are painful for us. But okay, this is the last thing I'll say about parts, because I feel like I'm going on to a sort of a different tangent. But what I want to say is, the louder it screams, the more we got like sick because of it, the more we're like miserable because of it, the more we're like drowning in it. It's getting louder because it needs us to listen to it. It wants a little bit of attention from us. It wants a little bit of, like, it just wants to be seen. So again, Amanda, we're going to work on that in class, in my Art of Self-Acceptance class, and I can guide you through that privately if any of you are interested. Again, I did not intend to talk about this, but I cannot guide you through that here. So what's easy to guide here is EFT, because I need to see you, and I need to see how you're responding to your parts, and I need to sort of go and meet the part with you so I can help you get the right message of what the part is trying to tell you. Get the gift. There's always a message, there's a gift, there's big opportunity. But we got to go at that gently so that we don't get sucked in like to the part, right? Because if we don't believe deeply, strongly in our bones, in our root, this is who I am. I know it with all of me, fundamentally. If we're not standing strongly in that center, then the part tricks us and convinces us. And now we're sort of having a huge reaction to it. And we're not doing healing work with it. But as Amy said, if any of you are interested to just know a little bit more about this, please feel free to look up parts work. It's very powerful. Okay, and even if you do that, this message from today will be helpful for you. Remembering your center, your essence is worthy in and of itself, is enough in and of itself, because I'm alive. So if we can strengthen that worth and value, that knowing, that deep knowing, we have more courage to face our parts, to do healing with our parts, to harmonize with our parts. Okay, great. So we can do a short tap on this today, because I also talked about EFT in the subject line of this, reclaiming your worth with EFT. So EFT is a useful tool. It's an easy one, right? So that's why I can do EFT sort of online, on the lives, in the videos. EFT is easy to clear the not worthy part and remember my worth again. Thank you, Amy. I love how you're all helping each other. It's great. So let me have a sip of this, and then we're going to do a tap. If you have time to stay here with me, let's tap along. Okay, tapping on the side of your hand. Even though I feel like I'm not good enough, it's okay. I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I have this part of me that keeps telling me I'm not enough, it's okay. It's okay that I have that part. And I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though I have this part of me that is a strong saboteur, I have a part that is a strong judge. I have a part that is a strong inner critic. And those parts hurt me. And they cause me to forget who I am. They cause me to forget that I am fundamentally, essentially enough. But it's okay. It's okay that I have all these parts. I choose to love and accept myself no matter what. Top of your head. All of these parts. Back of your neck. All these negative parts talking to me. Top of your head. Telling me I'm not enough. Inside of your eyebrows. Telling me there's something wrong with me. Outside of your eyes. Comparing me to others. Under your eyes. I have all these parts that are bothering me. Under your nose. And I just want them to go away. Under your lip. I don't like these parts. Under your collarbone. I just want them to go away. Center of your chest. If they would just go away, then I can be happy. Under your arms. Then I can be free. Side of your thumb. Then I can know that I really am enough. Next finger. If they would just go away and stop bothering me, then I could feel my true essence. Next finger. But the more I try to push them away, next finger, the more I hate them. Next finger, the more I fight with them. Side of your hand. And the more I try to run away from them. Top of your head. The louder they get. Back of your neck. They just keep getting louder. Top of your head. It isn't working. Inside of your eyebrows. It's not helping me. Side of your eyes. So I need to come back to the essence again. under your eyes. It's time for me to remember again who I really am. Under your nose, that I am enough. Under your lip, I am enough just because I am alive. Under your collarbone, I am enough because I am a living, breathing being. Center of your chest, I am a manifestation of life itself. Under your arms, just like everybody else on this planet. Side of your thumb, just like all the trees, the oceans. Next finger, the mountains, the rivers. Next finger, all the flowers and the animals. Next finger, just like them. Next finger, I am enough. Side of your hand, just the way that I am. And what I want you to do, everyone, is kind of gently press your wrist, the center of your wrist, and hold it. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, I am enough. Try to feel that going into your body 2 more times. Breathe in to all of your cells. Exhale, I am enough. One more time, breathe in deeply. And exhale, I am enough, just the way that I am, no matter what. Okay, lower your hands. One more deep breath. Exhale. And if you would like to share in the chat box anything you felt or noticed or realized as we did that tap, I would love to hear about it. When we do taps here, they're just brief. You can always go back again and watch the recording and repeat. You can do it for longer. And I'm looking now again at Amy's last comment. The book is called No Bad Parts. It's true. We have no bad parts. We have our fundamental worth and value, and we have a lot of parts playing different roles for us, trying to protect us and keep us alive, and none of them are bad. So this gives us the big opportunity to embrace them with love, knowing, and the more we do that, the more we strengthen that knowing of who we truly are. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming today. I feel lighter and smiling. Somehow not the same as doing it by myself. Yes, I understand. That makes sense. Yeah. Good. Great. Oh, thank you, Claudia. You're very sweet. Great. So thank you everyone for tuning in. If you are watching the replay, feel free to like, subscribe, share. Yes, good. I'm glad to hear that, Patricia. All of you here, if you know someone who it can be beneficial for them, feel free to send along this video to them. And if you want to know more about upcoming classes, group sessions, private work, you can visit my website. You can also join my mailing list, which is in the description below this video. Okay, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. See you next time. Okay, bye-bye. Yes, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.